This week, there's going to be no member subscriber live stream. I'm actually probably not going to do those anymore based upon feedback I've gotten, especially from the members. It's just more efficient if I record a video discussing the topic that the members have decided upon and then release the video like that, and then make it available to them for 2 weeks following. And last week I did attempt to do a live stream, but it didn't work out. So I'm gonna do the same topic this week. And actually I was thinking about doing a series once I got into it, just because of what the topic is. And the topic that was voted on 2 weeks ago by members was, they wanted to hear me talk about my own personal journey into the domain of correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar. Does the lighting keep changing? That's weird. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's going to probably come in multiple parts. I'm going to start off with the year 2017, and I'm actually going to go through and read some of the emails and messages and things like that that I had sent out to people when I was beginning my journey in trying to learn this technology. And the reason why is because you will find that I do the same things that you do as a beginner. That's what I did. The exact same things, worded things almost the exact same way, approached people in the exact same manner that you do. And this is a very good reminder for me also. Reading these emails and messages and things that I had sent out way back then, that I did do the same things that beginners do, and to remind me what that's like. You know, what it's like to be a beginner and not know anything about this grammar. Now, I'm going to be reading my emails because they're mine, but I'm not going to be reading, well, some of the responses to the individuals that I was talking with. I'm not going to be reading verbatim their emails because they haven't given me permission to do that, and some of them are confidential. So I'll just be paraphrasing and so on and so forth. So, as mentioned before, I began studying quantum grammar in 2017. And how I came upon it was, I was checking out this phenomenon that was happening on YouTube called blood over intent. And the main channel for that back then was a channel called Quasi-Luminous. And this Quasi-Luminous, which actually I have emailed and had communication with Quasi-Luminous. I'm not going to say his real name. And he seems like a nice guy. In any case, he reposted a :Mark-lowercase-k-Kishon: Christopher video about the tricks and traps of the court. And I watched it. It was like 4 hours, and I was blown away by what this individual, Mark-Christopher, was saying. It was all new to me. I mean, as far as quantum grammar goes, and the way he was presenting it. Now, he didn't really talk or teach about the grammar, but he talked about a lot of other things that obviously he learned from :David-WYNN: Miller and :Russell-J: Gould. And also probably from his own, I guess, experience. But I was blown away by the presentation. And I began looking into :David-WYNN: Miller and checking out his videos, you know, the 9-hour one and all that stuff. And eventually I was trying to find some way to learn this. I was reaching out to everyone that I could that I saw had colons and hyphens in their names, asking them, do you know where I can learn this? You seem like you know something about it. Would you be willing to teach me? No one responded. And of course, at the time, I wasn't really thinking that I could actually contact David-WYNN Miller. That was beyond me at that point in time. But I did see an advertisement for Mark Christian Christopher's webinars. So I reached out. And on June 29th, 2017, at 17:17 Eastern Standard Now Space, I wrote an email to Mark, and I said, and I'm going to read this to you verbatim, I said, "Sir, I would like more information regarding your webinars. Your videos are compelling, and I am extremely interested in and appreciative of your work. Thank you, Jason Glass." And then he wrote me back on June 30th. He suggested that I join his Facebook group. And then copy and pasted some information about the webinar. Which I did. And then he put me on some sort of mailing list, which I began getting emails from him then. I sent a donation to him, and I attended the webinar. And then I sent him another email telling him, thank you for the seminar. It was informative and exciting. I look forward to further study. Yada, yada, yada. Funny thing is, on August 11th, 2017, I had sent him an email where I said, if I heard you correctly, you stated that a P.O. box is a non-contracting venue. Because I remember he said this during one of his webinars, that a P.O. box is a non-contracting venue and that you had to have an actual physical domicile address to open a bank account. Well, it just so happens that I had a friend who opened a bank account using a P.O. box. That's just something that Mark said you can't do. I said it's very puzzling to me this early in my studies. And he just responded back and said it is what it is. That's pretty funny. In any case, so this went on. I attended his webinar, and I think I came in on the middle part of it. So like around webinar 6 or something like that. So then in September of 2017, this is when I was feeling the need to get my live life claim together. Even though I still knew nothing about the grammar really, and wasn't really learning anything about the grammar, just very, very, very little. From the webinars, I reached out to Russell-J. Gould on September 7th, 2017. And I wrote, hello, Russell-J. Gould. And by the way, because of whose webinar I was taking, when I wrote Russell J. Gould's name, I used a lowercase j for the J. For the Russell-lowercase j, because that's the way Mark wrote his name. That's the way I wrote my name on my first live life claim, and that's how I wrote Russell's name. So I said, hello, Russell J. Gould. My name is Jason Matthew Glass. I've been studying and learning quantum grammar material, which is available on the internet, and am a student of Mark Christopher. I'm very serious about becoming conversant in syntaxing so that I may reach the maximum level of personal autonomy in this realm. In doing so, I will then be in a position to help my family, friends, and expand that help exponentially, perhaps by teaching. I apologize for the long introduction. I am writing to you because I would like to obtain a current list of your staff and their contact information. I have gone to your Federal Postal Corps website, but I'm not sure it's up to date. Would you please provide me with a current contact list of your staff? I thank you very much for your time and all you've done. So that's what I said. And that was on September 7th. On September 11th, Russell wrote back to me. And he said, okay, the email has colons and hyphens all over the place. And he misspelled my name. But I'm just going to read it to you out loud, okay? And I'm not going to say colon, hyphen, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to read it in plain, simple English. It says, hello, Jason Matthew Glass. Yes, I've got staff, but that's on a need-to-know basis on your joinder with my constructs. Staff members are in many different fields. How's Mark Cashone Christopher? What's he been doing, claiming? Sad. I'm with the vacant joinder on the Federal Postal Court website since Federal Postal Judge David-WYNN Miller's been in the contempt of the Federal Postal Court for the last 2 years. It changed lots. And then in parentheses, now David-WYNN Miller's memory slipping cause more confusion and fake matters in the correct grammar construct. Sorry. And then he left a link to the stand down of the David-WYNN Miller but that video that he sent me has since been taken down, and it's only available on YouTube in an edited version, which I've mentioned before. The original is not available. So notice he didn't say anything about the lowercase j that I used in his name. He didn't correct me on that. Sorry, been out of the town. Yeah. So I responded to that email with, on September 12th, I said, thank you for your reply, Postmaster General and Director Russell J. Gould. My interest in your staff contact list is related to my wish to obtain a claim of the live life. 2 witnesses who are live life claimants are necessary, and I personally know of no one who has a live life claim immediately near my geographical area. I may reasonably assume that some of your staff are located in North America, perhaps near my domicile. I have not yet obtained a physical live life document, but I hope to do so very soon. I just wanted to get the ball rolling toward my goal, and I appreciate your taking the time to respond. What steps would you suggest I take in order to move into joinder with your constructs? Mark Sean Christopher is a wonderful teacher, and I enjoy his webinars very much. There is so much to learn and download. It's very daunting, but I am determined to gain comprehension and closure on the technology. Thank you once again. Best of health to you. That was on September 12th. And then on September 12th, he emailed me back. He said, I'll email you blank claim life birth contract. You fill in vessel John Doe, claimant live birth John Doe. The first one, all caps vessel, all caps John Doe. The second one, all caps claimant live birth, and then upper lowercase John Doe. Use upper and lowercase. And then he did indeed send me a live life claim, live birth template. It actually still had someone else's name on it. Which is pretty funny. So, yeah, he never asked me. He never said that I couldn't use the claim of the live life contract. He never asked me for money. Never said I needed his authority. Nothing like that. So that's something to think about. And this is in 2017. Also, he said that David-WYNN Miller had been in contempt for 2 years. And that was September 2017. So 2017, 2016, 2016, 2015. I'm pretty sure that he had done seminars or director's parties with David-WYNN Miller while David-WYNN Miller was in contempt. So that's also very interesting. I have to also add that during this time, when I was communicating with these people, I would send Mark Gershom Christopher like videos like, this is interesting. I think this is interesting. You may want to watch it. And thinking back, it's funny because people do the same thing to me. People will send me videos. Jason, I think you'll find this interesting, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. So it's really interesting that I know how he must have felt back then, because it's been happening to me for the past few years now as well. People sending me very long introductions and telling me their life stories and sending me videos of, Jason, you'll find this interesting, and so on and so forth. And when actually, I mean, back then and even now, I'm sure Mark is a very busy guy. Sure, he didn't have time to watch anything that I would send him. In any case, on Saturday, September 30th in 2017, I decided to contact the man himself, David-WYNN Miller. And what's really funny is I had a proposition for him, and I'm going to read you the email that I sent him. I said, hello, David-WYNN Miller. My name, and I used the degree symbol in his name. My name is Jason Matthew Glass. I am studying your technology with the goal of becoming proficient in its use in exponentiation. I don't remember using that word, but okay. Throughout my studies, I have returned again and again to your website. When I began, I couldn't even read it. Now I can not only read it, but imbibe the knowledge it possesses. To the point of this email, I may reasonably assume that you are a busy man. Thus, you most likely do not perform maintenance upon your website. I, as an authority of spelling and proofreading, at the time, as I've shared with you in the past, I went to college. My major was in English. Also, I was a copy editor, meaning I proofread things in the fiction babble. So that's what I mean when I said I, as an authority of spelling and proofreading, hereby offer to help correct simple spelling errors on your website. Only the spelling. I think it would benefit both of us. For me, I would be reading the material and learning whilst spell checking. For you, your website would go even further down the path to correctness. I appreciate your time and thank you for the efforts you've expended in bringing this technology to the world. It's been a life-changing experience for me personally. Thank you again. Wow. The audacity on that kid to send Judge Miller telling him what I think would benefit him. Oh my goodness. Looking back now, I really can't believe that I sent that to him. So he responded back to me on Sunday, October 1st, in all capital letters. He said, find the errors and send to me. Which I did. And up until the time that he passed away, he corrected a lot of the things on his website that I sent him. It was wonderful. So I was progressing very fast at this point in learning. I had not yet, I don't think I had yet met Raven-Farhad-Tohidi-Ephraim. I don't think I'd met him yet, but I was progressing very fast on my own, through my own studies, and also through contacting these three men, Mark, David, and Russell. After speaking with David, I then wrote Mark an email on November 6th And it was a kind of a personal email. I said, "Hello, Mark. I don't speak much on the webinars, but I'm very much enjoying with what you teach. My aim at this point in time is to eventually parlay this knowledge into contract writing, as I am currently not working, and I already have a very strong, solid background in fiction, grammar, English." As I said, David-WYNN Miller gave me the idea to write contract, which he did. I wanted to ask for your opinion as my teacher concerning my aim. What do you think? Are there other specific ways that you know of to use this specific knowledge to help other people and also to create funds to support my family? I feel strongly that this is my life purpose, that this is what I am supposed to do. I apologize if I'm getting too personal, and I honor your valuable time. Thank you. And again, his email is confidential, so to paraphrase, he responded very positively to me, and then suggested that I read The Starfish and the Spider, and also The 7 Habits. And then I wrote back to him on November 8th with one of my earliest correct sentence structure claims. I said, "For this, Jason Matthew Glass of the comprehension claim and gratitude is with the counsel by the Markersham Christopher," and then backwards that would be, "For the Markersham Christopher of the counsel is with the comprehension claim and gratitude by this Jason Matthew Glass," which is 100% correct mechanics-wise, positional-wise. However, there are some particles of negation in there, like the pre in comprehension. So that basically my first correct sentence structure. Oh, wow. He wrote me back and tried to correct me. And he said, and I'm going to say this because this is grammatical. He corrected me and said, "For this Jason Matthew Glass is with the comprehension and with the gratitude claim for the counsel by the Markersham Christopher," which is completely 100% incorrect. And actually, I'm going to show that to you. Colon, some hyphen correction, colon, space, "For this Jason Matthew Glass is with the comprehension and gratitude claim for the counsel by the Markersham Christopher." There are so many things wrong with that sentence that he just wrote to me. Because when you read it backwards, it's "for the Markersham Christopher by the counsel." Well, you can't even read it backwards because he didn't put two position loadial fact phrases in front of the verb to start off with. He just put "for this Jason Matthew Glass." I mean, I guess you could say "for this Jason Matthew of the Glass is," but then that wouldn't work after the verb, because then it says "with the comprehension and with the gratitude," and then there's, if you notice, if you rewind back and look, there's two hyphens, gratitude hyphen hyphen claim, and then he puts another cause after that, "for the counsel," and then "by the," and then he puts a colon in front of Mark hyphen Cashone, and then he puts a colon after Cashone and then Christopher. So it's "by the, for the, Mark hyphen Cashone of the Christopher." So how would you read that backwards? So that's why the Jason Matthew Glass wouldn't work the way I just mentioned that it would work. It's all a jumbled mess. So that was my clue that this fellow wasn't quite on the up and up with this grammar. And this began my journey towards reaching out and trying to find some other teacher. And I think at this point in November of 2017 is when I think Mark was saying that his students would maybe reach out to one another, try to communicate, email, get in contact, so on and so forth. And so I reached out to several different people. And one of them was Raven. On December 10th, 2017, I reached out to him. Actually, it appears as though we had spoken before that, because I'm looking at the email from December 10th, but it looks like we'd spoken before that. But that's a story for another time. That's why I'm going to divide these videos up into several different sections. This is the first part. This is me getting my foot in there, and what Mark Cushon Christopher had to do with it, what Russell J. Gould had to do with it, and what David-WYNN Miller had to do with it. The next part is going to deal with how those relationships progressed and introducing my tutor Raven into the mix, and how that basically fast-tracked my learning exponentially with regards to this grammar. So I appreciate you watching this, and I appreciate you being interested in my story. I'm going to premiere this once, and then it's going to be available to the members only for 2 weeks. And then I'm probably going to log it somewhere and then create, after I'm done with all the different pieces of this video series, I'm probably going to put them together into one package for those who are interested in them, and then make those available to those who want to hear my story. So, or just keep it for posterity, you know. All right, so again, if you're interested in learning this grammar just like I was back in 2017, you can email me at jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com, this email address right here, and apply for a correct grammar workshop. Or you can choose to study the over 400 videos on this YouTube channel, my gift to my fellow mankind. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, become a member. There are 2 tiers, loyalists and loyalist contributors. Each of those have their own perks. You can check that out in the link in the description of the video. Thanks again, and see you next time.